Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. So today we are filming our favorite brushes video. Also, if you see my blue eyeshadow sinking further and further down my face, it is no longer in my control. So just bear that in mind if you see things becoming a mess. So I guess we'll just get into this here. To start, I have 4 of the Morphe Jaclyn Hill whatever brush masters something collection. This brush set as a whole I think is really good. It's got everything you could really need for the most part. So if you're looking to invest in a brush set that's not horribly expensive, but it's still like $150, but
it's pretty expensive.
It's not that bad for all that you get. I highly recommend this set. This is the JH03 brush. It's this little teeny tiny like packer brush. You can use it to carve out your brows, highlight your inner corner, cut the crease, detail work, things like that. I really enjoy this brush. I use it for just about everything. And then the JH03 brush. This is just a giant fluffy crease brush. It's perfect to either just go over your work or to, you know, place stuff in the crease as well. But it's just going to diffuse it everywhere. I love it just for being like, after my eyes are already done, just to get that like fanned out blend. And then the JH41 brush. This is like a packer brush. This one's really good for packing on shadows, surprisingly. It reminds me of whatever MAC brush people talk about. I don't know if it's the same. We've never tried it, but it's what we think it's like. But this works really well for packing on shadows that actually do pick up with a brush, you know? And then lastly, the JH38 brush. It's a little tiny pencil brush. I used it earlier, so all of these are dirty because we're not washing them for the video. I really like this. It's a really teeny tiny pencil brush. You can use it in the crease, you can use it in the lower lash line, inner corner, brow bone highlight. Phenomenal. So, first off, we own like 5 of these brushes. This is the Morphe M506. It is a teeny tiny fluffy brush with the perfect amount of density and length to it. And it's a little scratchy, but it works, you know, in your favor because of that. I couldn't think of the words for that. It's really good. I love this for like black shadow, deepening out the outer corner, detail work in the crease, like sometimes blending out with a lighter color up here. But I generally use this for more like real tight there in the crease. I really enjoy this one. This is the Real Techniques. Damn it, why is it so hard to read their products? This one don't even have a name! Am I tripping? Luxe crease brush.
Where did it say that?
I don't see it! I literally cannot see that. Well, apparently, this is the Real Techniques Deluxe crease brush. I literally cannot see words on here, but she just read it, so I don't know. But this is like a really dense fluffy brush. This works really well for primer. I also enjoy it for packing a lot of color like in the crease, just to get that like pack, like it really packs a punch. It's a really good one, but I generally use this for primer. I'm gonna be real chat. And then this is the BH Cosmetics. Where are all the names? The number 8. How can you see these?
It's really worn off.
Oh, this is a BH Cosmetics number 8 brush. This is like a fluffy, dense, like packer brush kind of thing. This came in the rose gold set, which I highly recommend. Sadly, you have to get the set to get this brush, which is kind of annoying. But I use this for generally packing like a deep matte or like a bright matte in the crease, or I use it for packing on like a shimmery shade on the lid, because I find that like really thick brushes like this can do a really good job of picking out colors, shimmery colors. So this one's really good. Don't speak until you find the name. I have the Halberg 304 brush. This is a really dense fluffy brush. This is great for in the crease, packing color. I guess that's my favorite kind of thing to do because I just love these kinds of brushes. It's really soft and it's really pretty and it's really expensive, and I love Halberg because I'm bougie. This is the Luxe 121 mini tapered brush. This one is good for in the crease. I really like this one for the lower lash line and outer corner, as well as I do enjoy this one for inner corner highlight. It's very versatile. We got this in a set in the BoxyCharm, and I liked all the brushes that came in that, but this one is by far my favorite. The kind of difference between these two is this one's got more of like a tapered kind of vibe. It like points up, and this one still like fans out. It's more domed. So it's nice to have both these brushes in our collection because this one's a little bit more precise, whereas the Luxe one's a little bit more like blown out.
Yeah. Well, so like for example, if I put like a really deep shadow in my crease with the Morphe one, I would be able to take a lighter color and blend it out with this one and be happy with it. Whereas with this one, I don't like the taperedness for blending out with a lighter color as much. This is the BH Cosmetics number 8 brush. I use this for literally everything. I used it for inner corner today. I used it for lower lash line, for in the crease, brow bone. I don't generally do a lot on my brow bone, so that's a lie. But I really like this one. This is from the Studio Pro line. The Studio Pro brushes are some of their best, I think. They're so, so, so good. I don't know if you can get this one individually, to be completely honest. The Morphe E17 is very, very similar to this. It's just a little tall, well, it's a little taller bristles wise and a little fluffier, but I do enjoy this one for inner corner as well. But if you don't want to get the set for this brush alone, which you probably don't, this is a good option for it. This one just has more density, so it's better for in the crease, in my humble opinion.
So this is the Morphe M514 brush. It's really like light and fluffy, but also really tiny. This one's really good for the Instagram blend, like the P. Louise blend.
The reverse blend, I think that's what it's called.
Where you pack on your darkest shadow and then blend lighter colors on top of it. That's kind of how I normally do my eyeshadow now. It seems to work out pretty well. It's just sometimes certain colors don't work well like that.
Just takes practice, really.
But this one's really good for fluffing out everything because it's small, so you're not going to get the shadow everywhere, but it's also very light, so you can kind of just like wisp it on. It's just a really good brush that I am very happy we have in our collection. And then lastly, on our eyeshadow brushes, and then lastly for our eyeshadow brushes, we have the BH Cosmetics number 7 brush. This is this little tiny blender brush. It's a little bit, it's similar to the Morphe one, but it's, again, a little bit more domed. It's not quite the same as the other one we showed you. It's a little bit less dense. Well, yeah, a little bit less dense maybe. It's very small. It's really good for the lower lash line and like tight in the crease. There's a trend.
Well, I really like crease brushes.
But yeah, this one's really good, but you do have to get it in the marble set, I believe. But it is really good, and so just as a whole, Morphe brushes I like, but I'm not going to sit here and say that you can't get better brushes. They're just going to be more expensive. They fall apart pretty easily is the only problem. Like
we have to glue the ferrules back on, but that happens. We're also not careful when we wash our brushes, so like we'll get water in like the ferrule here and the glue will come undone. As well as Morphe brushes, the bristles tend to like fray out a lot. I don't really mind that, but some people do, so just bear that in mind.
So we will start with foundation brushes. Vic doesn't use them pretty much at all, but I do like a good foundation brush. One that very much surprised me is the BH Cosmetics number 3 brush from the Studio Pro line. This is so good for foundation. It's a lot fluffier than I would normally go for, so I kind of thought it would be like super streaky, because some people like put on their foundation with like a dual fiber brush, and I'm like, because I just know my skin would be like, gotta go. This one works really well though. Sometimes I do have to, you know, tap over my nose with a sponge because that's like my problem area with brushes. But this is so good, or you can just use it for like blending out cream contour because it's small enough. But I really love this brush. And the other one would be the Morphe Jaclyn Hill, the Morphe JH03 brush. It's pretty much the same as the M439, pretty much the same as the M439. I really like these for foundation. They're nice and like dense, so you just kind of like pat on and swirl in. It's good stuff.
And then I don't generally use brushes for concealer or foundation, but for a concealer brush, this is probably my favorite one if I'm going to use one, which is never. But this is the BH Cosmetics 137 brush. I saw this per Raw Beauty Christie's recommendation. She used it for foundation. It's very, very dense, so if you use this for foundation, you are going to get hella coverage.
It's good for stick foundations.
Yeah, except I don't like that. But I'm really not giving this brush much of a chance. It works really well for blending out cream products on the skin. That's what I like it for.
We have 3 different highlighter brushes that we like the most. Most people like that fluffy Morphe brush, but the more I use it, the more I just don't really care for it. I like something that packs a little bit more of a punch, and then I've been highlighting before I do like my bronzer and stuff, so I diffuse it that way. So one of them would be the Linda Halberg 306 brush. Got this for Vic for our birthday a couple years back, the set, but per recommendation of Kathleen Lights.
So good.
It's really freaking good. So soft. The color's gorgeous. And then we got this in a Ipsy bag. This is the Mint Pear Rounded Soft Blend M64 brush. This one I can use for concealer or highlighter. I prefer it for highlighter, but this does work really well for concealer. I tried it that way because Samantha Ravindall uses a brush like this for concealer if she's not using her beauty blender. But this one, the shape, since it's kind of more pointed, it's kind of nice for concealer. If you get any sort of like fallout, you can like brush up and it takes it off. It's pretty handy for that. And then we have the Real Techniques setting brush. Super affordable, super good. You can get it at Target. Real Techniques brushes don't break. They don't shed.
They will last for the rest of your life, I swear to God.
We've had ours for like
since high school. Yeah.
Ever. So these are really good. And then we do really love our ABH highlighting brush, but
I use the A23.
Yeah, a couple of our brushes have gone missing. So
I swear I used it the other day. It's somewhere around here. And then for bronzer, this is a Japanesque brush that I have avoided getting my entire life because Japanesque brushes are like Sigma brush price, but they're like, we're a drugstore brand. No, the F you are not. But I found this at Marshall's for $4. And sadly, it does kind of shed on you, which is kind of annoying, but the shape of this and how soft it is and how it blends your product is worth the hairs that you find. It's so good, and it just looks like NARS packaging. It's just like, oh,
I'm expensive.
And then my tried and true Real Techniques powder brush. I knew this one actually, I didn't even have to look. I have 2 of these. I like this for like my body frosting from Laura Geller, both the highlight and the bronzer. I really love it for that. But I love this for bronzing the face because I don't like, well, I haven't used it in a while for that because I've been using cream products for bronzer.
In the summer, it's more of that vibe.
Because I just want like a big like diffused bronze circle. You know, I don't want like a chiseled orange line. I want an orange 3, if you will, you know? It's so soft. I'm sure it works for powder all over the face too, but you know what I don't use? Powder all over the face. So I can't really attest to that.
There's a blush brush from the Jaclyn Hill collection that I can't seem to find. It is the best blush brush ever.
I swear to God, I just used it yesterday.
I know. But I can't find it. It's got a similar vibe to this Luxe brush. It's very flimsy.
But it's thicker than that.
Thicker than this one, that's why we like it. But it just like whoosh, whoosh.
It's the perfect blush brush.
Yeah, it's really nice, and you need it, arguably.
You can buy them individually, so.
Yeah, so there's that.
This is the Wet n Wild P53 from the Fire and Ice collection. I love this brush. It's so good. I love it for blush. I've used it for bronzer before, but I like a bigger bronzer brush, like I stated. But I do enjoy this for blush. It's so soft, and it's so pretty. And it's high quality. I don't know if you can get this anymore.
Hope so.
But if you can, 10 out of 10. And then the Real Techniques Multitask Cheek Brush. This is good for just about anything you need. You can use this for cream contour, powder contour, cream blush, highlight,
under eye setting,
or under eye setting. We have like, I think at some point we had like 4 of these brushes.
We have 2 now.
I think we only have 2 now, yeah, but I really, really like this one. And again, Real Techniques brushes do not fall apart. I've had this one for like probably 4 or 5 years now. And I mean, it's not even, it doesn't even look like, it looks brand new. They're so good.
Okay, so that was our roundup of our favorite brushes. I'm sure we missed some, I'm sure some of our favorites aren't in here. We typically mention our brushes in our videos, so you can see them there as well, but that's just kind of like what we use the most.
Everything we use that's also a favorite that's not in this video is just a variation of the kinds that we showed you. So
yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Let us know like what your favorite brushes are, because like I want to try Smith brushes, but those puppies are like $400 a pop. So
heck no.
I'm gonna stick with Morphe for now. But if you guys enjoyed, go ahead and like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And follow us on Instagram at Twintorials. We have a palette of the week going on. We should have one going on at least when this video goes up, using the ColourPop X I Love Saturday palette.
I didn't use that today. I cheated.
I did, because I'm just that cool. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and we hope to see you in the next video. Bye.